Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're getting into something you've almost certainly seen piled high in Nigerian markets. We're talking about those big bales of secondhand clothes, specifically the undergarments.
Exactly. Things like, Okirika pants, bras, singlets, boxers, even used nightwear. And there's a bit of a hidden story there. Questions about legality and definitely about health.
Right, and this is the part that's frankly quite startling. These items, often called bend-down select underwear, they aren't just, maybe a bit iffy health-wise, they're actually completely illegal to import into Nigeria.
That's correct, completely illegal.
Okay, so,
Right.
Completely illegal. What's the actual legal basis for that? Where does it say that?
Well, it's pretty clear cut, actually. It falls under the Customs and Excise Management Act, CEMA. And specifically, there's something called the Customs and Excise Prohibition Order. It explicitly lists used undergarments, so underwear that's already been worn by someone else abroad, as prohibited goods for importation. A direct ban.
A direct ban. And the main reason behind this ban, it's not just customs rules, is it? It's more about public safety.
Absolutely. It's fundamentally a public health issue. I mean, think about it. These items can carry all sorts of, nasty infections. Skin diseases, fungal infections, bacteria, stuff you really don't want next to your skin.
Yeah, you can imagine, and you actually see evidence of enforcement, right, with customs seizing and burning bales at the port.
Yes, exactly. Those images of huge piles being destroyed, it's quite dramatic, but it shows how seriously they view the potential health threat.
It really drives the point home.
It does, but here's the fascinating part, the real puzzle. Despite being illegal, despite the health risks, and despite customs, actively seizing them, these things are everywhere, widely available.
So why are they still so popular if they're illegal and potentially dangerous?
Well, it boils down to one main thing: affordability. It's driven largely by poverty, unfortunately. Think about it this way. Our sources mentioned an example. You might find a secondhand bra for maybe 500 naira, a new one, that could easily cost 5,000 naira. That's a tenfold difference.
Wow, 10 times. Okay, that's a huge gap. It forces a tough choice for people under economic pressure.
Exactly. That price gap creates this persistent demand, which makes the illegal supply chain, continue to thrive despite the risks.
So speaking of risks, what about the people actually importing these illegal goods? What consequences do they face under the law?
The risks for importers are pretty significant, at least on paper. Under that same CEMA Act, first, they obviously risk having their entire shipment confiscated. That's a big financial loss.
Yeah.
But beyond that, they could face substantial fines and even potentially jail time. The law intends for there to be serious deterrence.
Okay, serious consequences. So this brings us to, the listener. What can you, as an individual, actually do about this situation?
I think the first step really is awareness. Just knowing this helps. Stop normalizing it. When you see these items being sold, remember, it's not just a cheap alternative. It's illegal, and it carries real health risks. That mental shift is important.
Right. Awareness first. And are there practical steps? If someone wants to report seeing these sold, what can they do?
Yes, there are official channels. Our sources point to a few options.
Okay, what are they?
You can contact the Nigeria Customs Service. They have a helpline, 0709-060-7900, or email.info@customs.gov.a.
Got it. Customs. Anywhere else?
Yes, the Standards Organization of Nigeria, SON, they handle product standards. Their email is info@sun.gov.aa. And also the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, the FCCPC. Their number is 0805-600-2020, and email is contact@fccpc.gov.a.
Okay, so Customs, SON, and the FCCPC. Good to know there are avenues.
Definitely. At the end of the day, this really comes down to, safety and dignity. Being poor or looking for a bargain shouldn't mean you have to risk your health. Cheap shouldn't mean dangerous.
That's a powerful point, safety and dignity.
And knowing this stuff, it isn't just abstract information. It's valuable because it connects directly to everyday life, to choices you might see people making every day.
So what's the takeaway here for you listening? It's about understanding the risks, knowing the law, and making informed choices. Let's try to stop normalizing something that actively endangers people in our communities, and maybe, just maybe, take a moment to think about the bigger picture too. Consider how deep economic pressures can push people towards risky choices, impacting public health on a huge scale, and how your awareness, could actually start to shift things, demanding better, safer options for everyone, no matter their budget.